I haven't forgotten about the gold 57 Chevrolet. Life has been happening, and it seems like several of my other cars have been breaking down on me, and I had to stop working on this to get the cars we drive going. Had to replace the transmission in my 57 Chevy convertible, which is a daily driver. Tough thing about putting something like this on hold is remembering where you left off. And when I left off, I hooked the battery up on this car and it barely turned the motor over, so I looked at the ground on it. It was a real thin gauge, and it's hooked back here behind the heater blower motor for some reason. So I put a 4-gauge ground on the battery and I bolted it to the block, but it didn't do much good. The motor still barely spun over. So I pulled the starter off, and I'm in the process of cleaning that up and redoing it. I'll take it in the backyard and clean it up better, but I just wanted to see what it looked like out here. And as expected, the copper contacts are covered in grease. There's not a whole lot to these starters. They're pretty easy to redo. The brushes look good in there, but I'll clean up all the contacts and put a new solenoid on it. I broke the terminal off of that one when I was trying to unbolt it. Now don't get excited about my scissors jack there. I only use that to lift it up to put my jack stands under it. My big old cumbersome floor jack is in the backyard being used. It's been so long since I've worked on one of these original cars. I'd forgotten that one of the starter bolts removes from the back side of the transmission. Those big old headers are really hard to work around. I'd give anything if this car still had its old ram's horn exhaust manifolds, but you take what you get. Pretty solid old piece. It's got surface rust on it, but all the metal is there. Texas car. I'll get that put back together. Maybe tomorrow I can put it on there, and if it works, I'd like to turn the motor over about 20 or 30 times without any spark plugs in it. Make sure it's real good and freed up, and then I'll go through the process of putting the plugs back in it, put wires on it, see if it sparks, try to start it up. Fun stuff to look forward to. Still really haven't gone through the trunk much. When I opened it up and found that door panel wasn't there, that was the main thing I was looking for. It's got the old original jack instructions on it still. You know, I talked to the old guy I got this car from, and he told me he didn't remember ever removing that door panel. He believes somebody probably got in the garage and stole it. So I'll have to try to find a gold and beige door panel for a 4-door hardtop. Seems like every other 4-door hardtop 57 Chevy was painted Sierra gold with the beige top. Anyway, more fun stuff to come, provided nothing else breaks down. Thanks for watching.